Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Hey,
no,
First Lady Michelle Obama's in China, you know.
Oh, yeah, no.
The hotel she's staying at.
On our dime.
Yep.
Well,
the hotel she's staying at. They told her.
$1,000.
They told. Dime is right. We're paying for this because it's some sort of an educational forum or something that she used to cover the trip, so we would have to pay for it. But she's being really terrible, and the news media are flipping out. They've been shoved and screamed at and blocked from events in China, and they're not saying what she and the president and his wife talked about, and all kinds of crazy stuff going on up there.
Well, I thought our news media did not get to go with her. So this is the Chinese news media?
No, we had pool reporters got to go, but they're being blocked and all kinds of stuff. Listen to this from the Washington Examiner. First Lady Michelle Obama's spring break trip to China with her daughters and mom has received some glowing news reports, but not because her press corps has had an easy time covering the event-filled trip. Reporters say that they have been blocked from events, screamed at by officials, held back with red tape, and told not to move from pre-positioned lookouts, possibly to avoid taking embarrassing photos. I mean, if you took a picture of Michelle Obama next to the First Lady in Japan, she would look like an Amazon woman. That woman's tiny and petite. So.
Our buddy Scott has kind of blown up a few pictures of the two to his amusement, and they're quite funny, as a matter of fact. You know,
Our production manager, Scott, is a whiz with photographs, and boy, he can distort some pictures. He can Photoshop his little brains out.
Yeah.
Anyhow, another from Friday said that the officials wouldn't dish what the First Lady and Chinese President Xi Jinping talked about or even ate during their dinner. On Sunday, reporters were rushed out of the First Lady's meeting with educators, students, and parents for one of her big events to discuss education inside the U.S. Embassy. Although pool photographers were allowed to take pictures of the round table, the names and bios of the participants have so far been withheld by the Obama White House, and the pool was only allowed to hear roughly 4 minutes of an opening comment. And later, the same reporters had to quote news officials on what the first family had for lunch, because they were not told, nor did they see. And for that photo opportunity on the Great Wall, reporters and photographers were pre-positioned to catch the first family walking toward them. Photographers and reporters covered the visit were sent ahead to Tower 15 and told they could not move from the top of the tower until told to do so. After a while, we could see Mrs. Obama, Malia, and Sasha walking down the steps through Tower 14 and down towards Tower 15, wrote McClatchy. That's the Beijing bureau chief. So had photographers been able to shoot from Tower 14 as the family walked north, the photographs would have captured them walking the wall with the massive rock inscription on the hillside above them to the north, which read in Chinese characters, "Loyal to Chairman Mao," he added. So they were walking by that. Oh, and you know what else? They weren't allowed. They're selling T-shirts in the street of Obama's picture, but he's dressed in Chairman Mao uniform.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they're selling like hotcakes on the streets in China.
Well, it's pretty close.
But they didn't. They didn't want us to see those.
I'm sure the kids will get one as a souvenir to bring back home.
Absolutely.